Oh my god, how many times did I just say concealer? Ooh, very nice. We'll see how it goes. Also, what is this mark on my nose? I've got no idea. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if I'm looking a little bit sweaty already, it's because it's actually 32 degrees today in the UK. I know that for some other countries in Europe that is nothing, but in the UK we're just not used to it. I can't have my fan on because it makes too much noise. I can't have my window open because it makes too much noise. And I've currently got 3 bright lights pointing directly at me, which is not helping with the situation. But in today's video, I'm going to be testing the new Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation. Since this came out and since I mentioned it in a PR haul like a couple of weeks back, loads of you guys have been asking me to test it and I finally actually got round to it. As I'm filming this intro, I have actually tested the foundation already, as in like I filmed me wearing it the other day, but then I didn't actually have a chance to sit down and film the intro and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. If you're interested, keep watching and see what I think of it. Oh, by the way as well, I'm going to be testing the foundation and the new concealer because they kind of come together. So they already had the Conceal and Define concealer and foundation, which was more of a kind of matte finish. In their Instagram description it says, thirsty for more hydration, Conceal and Hydrate is our new foundation and concealer range with 50 skin true shades, which I think is amazing for a drugstore brand, infused with hyaluronic acid to provide a plumping effect to skin and create a smoother satin glow finish, medium to full buildable coverage, radiant natural finish, vegan and cruelty free, and it's got a pump as well, which is amazing. The concealer is £7 and the foundation is £9, which I think is an amazing price for a foundation that, you know, claims to do so many things and comes in so many different colours. One thing I do just want to say though, in my PR haul that I did a couple of weeks back, I had a massive box of stuff and it was really heavy, and I thought I had all of the foundation shades in there, which is what was making it so heavy. I didn't actually have all of them. I had a large selection, maybe like 20 or 30 shades. I was a bit confused about because, well, first of all, I didn't want or need the full range. You know, I just kind of need maybe 5 shades just to check if one of them's okay, or maybe even, you know, try and colour match myself online and pick one shade, and if that doesn't work, pick a different one. But originally I was thinking, oh, they've sent me all the shades so that I can swatch them all in a video and show you guys the colour range, but it's not even all of them. So now I'm kind of like, what do I do with them? I've got one foundation that pretty much matches me, and like same with the concealer, and then the rest of them I don't know what to do because obviously I'm not 50 different shades of skin tone. So I think what I'm going to do is probably donate them to either like a drama department or like a women's shelter or something. If any of you guys know of any charities or shelters that will take makeup, please let me know. The one that I've used before is the one that Caroline Hirons mentioned on her blog, which is called, what's it called? Give and Make Up, that's the one. So you get 23 ml of product in the foundation, and in the concealer you get 13 grams. I don't know why with the concealer they do it in grams, but in the foundation they do it with mil, but I think they're kind of equal. I absolutely love that they've added a pump, because with the original one I kept having to dip back in to do different swipes on my face to get, you know, the coverage that I wanted. With the concealer it's the exact same as the original Conceal and Define concealer packaging. Oh my god, how many times did I just say concealer? Which I really like. It's got a really nice big doe foot applicator, very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape sort of design, but I love the original concealer. I use it every day anyway, but this one is just slightly more hydrating. Let me just move you a little bit closer. So I did already test this the other day and wear it for a good like 8 hours, but I do just want to apply it in my standard lighting as well, because when I was doing it the other day I didn't have my full setup set up, and also I think I accidentally used a little bit too much, so today I'm going to use a little bit less and see what it looks like in my usual setup, if that makes sense. And then after this I will show you guys, you know, how it lasted and stuff like that and do my overall conclusions. Okay, so I'm just going to do about this much, which was just under a pump, I think. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be more than enough. Oh, by the way, the shade that I'm using is 5.7. I think it's a little bit too yellow for me at the moment, but once I've kind of done the rest of my makeup and stuff, it kind of worked. Yeah, it definitely is very yellow. Well, if you have yellow toned skin, this will be a good one for you. I think I'm more on the sort of neutral side, but this tan at the moment is a bit more like orangey red. By the way, if you're wondering what tan I use, I do get quite a lot of questions in my videos. This one that I'm currently using and loving is the Saint-Tropez watermelon tan, and I love it so much. So on camera right now, I think it's just the bright lights. It looks like it's a little bit too light and a little bit too yellow. I'm gonna add the concealer and see what it's saying. I normally use the concealer in C5, but this time I went with C5.7 just to match the foundation. But C5.7 is definitely lighter than C5. I really like the coverage of this concealer. The coverage of the foundation is really nice as well. I would definitely agree with the kind of medium buildable to full coverage claim. I'm actually going to set one eye at a time because I have noticed with this concealer it does crease a little bit more than the original Conceal and Define. So I'm just blending it and then setting it, and then blending the other side and then setting it. By the way, I'm using the Fenty Beauty powder if anyone's interested. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and give myself some facial features, and then I will be right back. So I've just finished off the rest of my makeup. If you're wondering about the details, my bronzer is the Kiko Marble 2.0 bronzer, but they've got this in like loads of different newer collections. Milani Luminoso blush. My highlighter is the Jouer mini highlighter in Ice. On my brows, I've got the Benefit Precise in My Brow in 3 and the Milk Makeup Kush brow fiber gel thing in Herb, and then my mascara is the L'Oreal Bambi Eye mascara, and then my lipstick is my Lipstick with Revolution in the shade Syrup. So that is the rest of my face. I actually think, like, looking at it in the kind of bright studio lights that I've got now, I definitely do prefer it to when I first put it on the other day, which was in natural lighting. I do think that it looks nice in this lighting. It definitely looks like it's kind of covered everything, and I think putting on a smaller amount has made me prefer it a little bit more because I did accidentally put quite a lot on the other day. But I'm just going to roll the clips of me testing it out during the day and letting you guys know how it lasts. Right, so excuse the creases and the nothing on my nails. I'm about to redo them. But these are the shades that I've picked out from the ones that I was sent. The ones in the box that I think will be closest to matching me are 4, 5, 5.7, and then 6. I think in the Conceal and Define foundation, the shade that matches me when I'm tanned is 4.5, but I don't actually have that shade, so I think I'm going to go for this one, which is 5.7. And then in the concealers, I usually use shade 5. I've got shade 5 here, so I either will use C4 or 5, but there's also 5.7 here, so maybe I'll go for that one because it does look like it will match the foundation a little bit better. Those two have got slightly more yellowy undertones, whereas 4 and 5 have got slightly more pinky undertones, and then this one is C6, which again looks a little bit lighter than C4 and 5, which is a bit random. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for 5.7. So I've actually just got out of the shower, which is why my hair is wrapped up in a towel and I'm just wearing my dressing gown, but I've got a completely bare face at the moment. I am actually going to my boyfriend's family barbecue today, and that isn't until 6. The time is currently 11:43. I'm going to go watch him play football first, which is going to be in the sun, and then we're going to be having a barbecue in the evening in the sun. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds up, considering I have oily skin and this is a hydrating foundation, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to get along with it, but I guess we will find out. So I've actually now decided to take you into my bathroom because the light is a lot better in here. So I've got my 2 shades. I've put on my SPF and then I just put on my Ofra Cool as a Cucumber primer, which is what I normally do. I don't want to do anything different today. I just want to test the foundation and concealer. I'm kind of starting to think maybe this is a bad idea because I think it's supposed to be about 30 degrees today. I much prefer having a pump to what they had on the original Conceal and Define foundation. So I've just taken about a pump and a half. Oh, okay. This does look quite yellow. Maybe this is not going to be my shade. I also think maybe that was a little bit too much. Okay, actually no. I think that's a pretty alright match. Yeah, I think I might have put a bit too much on. I didn't quite need this much foundation. I tend to try and wear a little bit less foundation these days and then just try and conceal the areas where I need them, because that way I find that everything lasts a bit longer. It doesn't go as creasy. But oh well. I did like the original Conceal and Define foundation, but I don't really tend to wear it as much anymore because it is quite a thick one. And like I was just saying, I don't tend to go for as full coverage foundations anymore. This one is also quite thick and it is pretty full coverage. I'm just trying to kind of wipe some of the product off in my smile lines because that's where, you guys will know if you watch me a lot, that's where I always crease. Okay, so this is what the foundation is looking like in my natural lighting. No kind of like blurring filters or anything, and no powder, no concealer, just the foundation and my primer. I do think it looks pretty nice. It definitely does have a little bit more of a glow to it than the original Conceal and Define, which I actually quite like. So I'm just going to go in with the concealer again, which is definitely lighter than C5. Interesting how they've done the colours. Like, some of the newer shades are definitely lighter than the original shades when they're supposed to be like the shade up. Ooh. Very nice. I don't really know how well it's picking up on camera, but I've got quite a lot of texture on my forehead at the moment. Not too sure what that is caused by, probably switching pills so much at the moment. This concealer is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go set my face and I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup. The time is actually it's 11:54 in the morning. Well, only just in the morning. And I'm gonna try and wear this for as long as I can today, and I'll check in throughout the day and see how we're holding up. So I'll be back once I've done my full face. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. Well, it's actually 2 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. So this foundation has been on for about an hour now, and obviously I have done the rest of my makeup. So far, there hasn't been really any change. The only thing that I've noticed is it is starting to sink into my smile lines already, which isn't the best. I mean, I know that I did say earlier that foundation sinks into my smile lines really, really quickly because they're very deep set. But yeah, it's a little bit kind of sinking in already, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I'm off out now to go and help with some barbecue stuff, and then watch a football match, and then have a barbecue. So I'll catch it in a bit. Hopefully it's in focus, but my camera's being a bit dodgy. The time is actually 2:51. I've just got to football. If my eyes are looking a little bit red, it's because I've just been chopping up some onions for the barbecue. But the foundation, wait, let me look in the mirror. I am not going to lie, it's sunk into my smile lines pretty badly, and I keep on kind of catching myself in the mirror doing this. I do like how it is a little bit more dewy, but I feel like it just looks quite like a lot of makeup on my skin. Maybe I put too much on, but I don't really know how well you can tell in this light. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, what is this mark on my nose? I've got no idea. So this is, okay, wait, what's the time? Nearly 6 hours later. It's 5:47. So I've had this on for nearly 6 hours now. But I've just had a proper inspection in the mirror, like up close, and I actually think it looks pretty nice. Now that it's got a little bit less kind of powdery looking, I guess because I did set it with powder. Now that my oils are starting to come through a little bit, I feel like it looks a little bit better, which is strange. At the moment, I'm quite liking how it's looking on my skin. The only thing I have noticed is the concealer is kind of creasing a little bit under my eyes. I don't know how well you can see that, but I mean, so far not bad. I'm not looking particularly oily or anything, which is good. I'm not looking super oily, which is kind of what I was expecting. So far not bad. I'll keep testing it and we'll see what happens. Right, so I've just come inside just because James just got back from football and we were all sitting in the garden, and he just said to me, oh, you've got a scratch on your face there. And I was like, where? And he pointed to my smile lines, and I was like, I think it's my foundation. And I've just come in to look at it. Like, to be fair, I've been smiling a lot, but it has sunk into my smile lines so badly, which is such a shame because the rest of it looks nice, but it's just like, this is bad. I really like how it looks on the rest of my face, like on my forehead and everything, and my nose is still looking fine. The time is 7:41, so it's been on for like 7 hours 40 minutes. But yeah, I need to sort this out because that is not good. Okay, to be fair to the foundation, I have just tried to like blend it out with a brush, but my actual skin still looks like this. I think it's just because I've been at a barbecue, I've been talking to loads of people, I've been smiling constantly for the past kind of 2 hours. So yeah, I don't know if you can see, that's my actual like skin crease in my skin. It's not just the foundation's fault, I think. So overall with this foundation, I wouldn't say it's my favorite foundation that I've ever tested. I liked the way that it lasted on my skin, apart from how badly it sunk into my smile lines. So if you do have like creases and wrinkles and deep set smile lines and stuff like that, then maybe you wouldn't be the biggest fan of this foundation. Or maybe what I should have done is, 1, not put as much on, because I did put on quite a thick layer, and 2, wipe the excess out of my smile lines before I set the rest of my face. I think that would definitely help. I do actually think I prefer how this one looks on my skin over the Conceal and Define foundation, because now that I prefer things to look a little bit more glowy and a little bit more natural, this one doesn't really look natural, I would say. So I would only really get this if you really like a kind of like medium to full coverage. It's definitely not for those that just want something that looks super kind of like skin-like and, you know, like natural. I still prefer my Revlon Colour Stay and Maybelline Super Stay and stuff like that, but I do think it is a nice foundation. I like the concealer as well. To be honest, I don't really notice too much difference with the concealer compared to the original Conceal and Define. I think this one is just a little bit more hydrating. I think it did crease a little bit more than the other concealer. I don't really know. I'm going to keep testing them out and like see what I think of it overall, but I'm sure I will still use this up because it's not drastically different from the original Conceal and Define in my opinion. But I would love to see somebody's opinion on this who has dry skin. So if you have tested it, let me know what you think down below. Right, I'm going to answer a question of the day, which is what I do at the end of every single video. Today's question comes from Whovian's videos, and they've said, if a makeup brand that you didn't like asked you if you wanted to collaborate, would you do it? PS, love you. So I'm guessing you mean like collaborate on a product? No, I wouldn't do that. If it was a brand that I didn't like, to be honest, I can't really, like, what brands don't I like? Basically, if it was a makeup brand where I've tested some of their stuff and been like, not really too sure, not the biggest fan of it, then I wouldn't go ahead with the collaboration because I don't want to put like products out there that I don't like myself. I guess that's quite an obvious one, but no, I would want to go with the brands that I know is going to be, you know, good quality, nice products and stuff like that, which is why I did my collaboration with Revolution. That was such a kind of genuine collaboration because I'd used their products so much already and I knew what the quality was like and everything. So then when they came to me wanting to collaborate, I was like 100% of course. And it's the same with sponsorships as well. If I don't like the brand and I don't like their products and I've tried stuff in the past that I don't like, and if they send me the product that they want me to, you know, work on an ad for and I don't like it, then I'm just like, I'm really sorry, I don't like it, I'm gonna call this off, which I have actually done in the past. So yeah. Okay, so I am going to leave this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please let me know down below what you think if you have tried the foundation, because I'd love to hear other people's opinions, and if not, then just let me know what other products you would like me to test, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!